A top Raw star is disappointed with their recent creative. Plus, Johnny Gargano teases an in-ring return, and CM Punk is announced for a major indie event. It's all in the wrestling news right now. I, like many others, were gutted to see Big E lose the WWE title, but I think the person the most gutted was Big E for a multitude of reasons. He had a chat with Sports Illustrated and said, I wanted my WWE title reign to be a 5-course meal, and it was more of an appetizer. I'm overly critical of my own work to begin with, so I wouldn't say I was happy with it. My hope was to knock it out of the park, and I fell a bit short. So it's motivating to start that climb back. I'm not comfortable being just a guy on the roster. I'm not good with going back to the way it was before. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't disappointed to see it end that way. It's not anything against Brock. Brock is a very special athlete, human, and performer. There's no shame in losing to Brock Lesnar. I took a moment to soak in the sadness, the highs of winning, like at Money in the Bank and cashing in. Those are incredible, but the lows suck too. That motivation fuels me. This is my chance to show another side of me. It's time to turn up the intensity. My role within the New Day is so often comedic relief, but I don't want it to be one-dimensional. I want it to be as well-rounded as a performer as possible. I think the telling line in that chat with Sports Illustrated, and then his mood is very down as well, where he said, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't disappointed to see it end that way. You know what, Andrew? Yeah. I think we all were, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we've wanted this for a long time, haven't we? We wanted Big E to be WWE champion, and we finally got it, and it was it was just an amazing moment, like such elation. And then, unfortunately, he dropped it at day one, and that was... And the thing was, he never hit the highs. You know, he lost quite a lot of times whilst having the belt as well. You know, like he had moments where he was a fighting champion, but he really didn't get to display everything, I think, that he wanted to as well. It very much seems like in this interview he's had here that he wanted more from this too, and rightly so as well, I think. And I hope and pray that we finally do get to see Big E climb back up and win the belt again. However, part of me is kind of thinking, what happens if this is like a Drew McIntyre situation in which we see Drew lose the belt and then we haven't seen him climb back up quite yet. Obviously now he's out with an injury and stuff. We haven't seen him have that moment where he wins the belt back in front of crowds and everything. And part of me feels like that's slowly... The window on that is kind of closing as well, and I really hope that doesn't happen with Big E, because Big E has so much to give, and as he says as well, he's not one-dimensional, and he's proved that in this run so far. He can be focused, he can be very aggressive, he can be just an absolute, like, so ferocious and so focused on what he wants, and I want to see more of that Big E, you know, because he really deserves it. He really proved himself, and to have it taken away from him so soon before, like, being able to put everything into this reign, it was really sad to see.
It didn't feel like, it just didn't feel like a substantial, like his point there where he said like it was an appetizer rather than a 5-course meal. And you know what, I mean, let's look back on his title reign. So he cashed in on Bobby Lashley on Raw, won the title. Happy days. He was in a 6-man tag at Extreme Rules in the opening match. He was in there with Bobby, AJ, and Omos, and it was kind of like a lastminute.com match put on the show. He faced Drew McIntyre at Crown Jewel. It was a decent enough match.
Yeah.
Great match against Roman Reigns at Survivor Series, which he lost, and then lost the belt at day one. So it kind of, when you look at it like that, and coupled with like losses and just random misplacements. I know that Big E is, as he says, like, I'm hard on my own performance. But like, I feel like we could have had a bit more creatively for the WWE champion.
Yeah.
you know, and you know what? People will disagree, and I'm excited by that. But I feel like he did, in terms of in-ring stuff, I feel like he did some of his best work. I think particularly that match against Roman Reigns was excellent. Really put him on the map. A guy who is familiar with the WWE machine, who has recently left it, teasing a comeback today, aren't they, Andrew?
Yes, we are. Johnny Gargano has tweeted, you know, when I start working out to wrestling theme songs, the itch is slowly starting to come back. Ooh. Where he comes back to, though, I mean, that's the question.
That's the big conversation as to where he comes back. I like the idea of Johnny Wrestling not being done. He said on Twitch the other night that like the Johnny Wrestling persona, if you will, is far from done, and he's still got more to give with Johnny Wrestling. I kind of want to put this out there. A lot of people are saying AEW.
Yeah.
Obviously, because like Adam Cole has said, we'd love Gargano in AEW. GCW have got this show coming up at the Hammerstein Ballroom.
Yes, that is exactly what I was going to say as well. I was like, I would like to see him go on a little tour of the indies and everything as well, and then rock up at GCW at that show, because that would be amazing. I think the pop would be ridiculous. I
think definitely an indie tour. I don't think have him do anything up until... I think have him come out as a surprise.
Oh, yes. At
the Hammerstein Ballroom. I think that'd be brilliant. Like, the show's sold out. Like, why not have some fun and have Gargano just rock up near the end of the show? I like it. You read my mind, young man. You read my mind. That would be perfect, though, I think. Johnny Gargano and Jeff Jarrett. No. What a terrifying idea.
Gargano's inside the guitar when he smashes Effie over the head with it. Johnny Gargano pops out. Sorted.
Get on a 9 pitches video immediately, young man. Get on one of those. Sad news, the Jericho cruise has been cancelled. Well, postponed for the time being. So a statement went out on the website saying that the current environment means that the planned excursion for the Jericho Rock and Rager is logistically difficult for many people. So they've said, quote, after compiling feedback and researching the options, we made the decision to postpone the 4-Leaf Clover tour to 2023. It'll now set sail February the 2nd to the 6th. Aboard the Norwegian Pearl from Miami, Florida, in 2023, to Great Stirrup City in the Bahamas. We'll spend the day on our very own private island, a new destination for the Rager at Sea, where the beach is mere steps away, the food is free, fun and sunshine. There's enough for everyone, and any purchase drinks package will be honoured. It does sound like a crap version of Club Tropicana.
It does, doesn't it? It really does.
Club Tropicana, we honour your drink vouchers. There's free food and the beach is just some steps away. So yeah, if you've got tickets to go on the Jericho cruise, you'll get them. You'll go next year.
You'll get them.
You'll go next year.
Don't panic.
Which Hall of Famer is getting into the NFT business, Andrew?
I would never have guessed it. It's Bret Hart. Bret Hart, Tom. Bret Hart tweeted, I'm excited to announce my upcoming NFT project, Bret Hart's Cartoon World. I've been working on this since the spring and can't wait to share the details with all of you.
It's just going to be that Simpsons picture of him, isn't it?
Or it could be like the Simpsons picture, but you know where in pictures where it's them holding a picture and then them holding the picture and then them holding the picture, like it just keeps going down and down and down and down. That could be it. That could be the NFT. There you go.
Good luck, Bret. I mean it, mate. Good luck.
Yeah.
We loop back to GCW the night before that show at the Hammerstein Ballroom. They're putting on the Indie Wrestling Hall of Fame, and another guest has been announced for it, hasn't it, Andrew?
Look in my eyes. It's CM Punk.
Did you say lick in my eyes?
Licking my eyes. They need
licking
cleaning.
My eyes.
It's probably why they're so foggy. If someone could just lick in my eyes, please. Clear my sight. CM Punk is going to be there, and he's going to induct Dave Prazak into the Indie Wrestling Hall of Fame. Sorry, a week on Saturday, as you said, presented by GCW. So Prazak was also a manager for Punk during Punk's early career. He's managed a lot of people over the years as well, I think, including like Chris Hero and everything. So this is awesome. I was reading online as well. You know, a lot of people think he's very underrated as a manager, very underrated as a commentator as well, as he's done that before. So this is amazing news. Like, this is really nice to see that the GCW are very much, you know, giving people their dues that should be given their dues, that, you know, don't often get seen in such a huge light, I guess. So yeah, it's amazing.
I'm really. This will be fun. I love the fact that you've got some great names going into the Hall of Fame, as we've said. Tracy Smothers getting the posthumous Hall of Fame induction seems so wonderfully appropriate. Lufisto, I love the work of Lufisto. Jerry Lynn and Homicide and Rocket. Oh, it's all good. It's all good. It's a real feel-good weekend coming up for GCW, and we feel good singing to you today. Until we're back later with more wrestling news. Shimmy, shimmy, keys, keys.
Love you, bye.